Probably the most challenging pathways project that we have in Toastmasters is the Leadership Development Pathways Program. And we will be doing level 5. And the purpose or objective of his speech for this afternoon is for the members to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization. And also for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. With the speech title, My Social Work, please welcome Toastmaster Christopher Taraka. Take it away, Toastmaster Christopher.
Dear Toastmaster and all Toastmasters, how many of you are engaging in voluntary work? Can I see the hands? At the moment, you are engaging in any volunteer work, any social work? I can see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And we have around 5 people out of 19 who are engaging in volunteer work. So what's the reason or what's the biggest barrier for others not to engaging in volunteer work? You all may feel like you could help others for their development. But the main challenge is to find the time. How you can find your time while you're doing your educational work, your office work, earning and spending time with your friends, family members, relations. With all this work, what will happen? The time for volunteer work may be getting lesser and lesser every day. When you prioritize your work, maybe your professional work may come first. You may be depending on your salary or the job you are doing. Then your family and your friends. And when you come to volunteer work, maybe someone who you don't know who's getting your service may be coming a little down practically, even though you are really interested to help them. So I had this challenge when I started my volunteer organization for the social organization called Assist Youth Foundation. So people who are engaging are really enthusiastic, but when they come to the real work, the practical work, what happens? They don't find the time to engage those. So how I overcome this issue? I overcome this issue by introducing an educational program about leadership. Why? To become successful leaders, if you can engage in a social work and become a social worker and lead that social working organization, that's the best way that you can become a real leader. Why? In social work environment, you can't threat to others. Same like in office. Maybe your office boss you might by telling, if you don't do it, maybe you not get your bonus. Maybe he will give you warning letter. Maybe you will not get any promotions. But can you do these kind of things at volunteer work? Can you tell them that if you don't do it, I will do these things? No. How you can do it? By motivating them, by training them, by explaining them, by showing that their work, how much it can make an impact for the person who needs your service. By that way, people will get motivated and they will take that social work a step aside, up from the other priorities list that person is having. Imagine the person is giving the 5th place for the voluntary work at the moment. When that person got to know how useful he or she is for the volunteer work and social work, maybe if you come to the 3rd place, then maybe 2nd place, then maybe the 1st place, to give the time, energy for volunteer work. So when I implement this educational program, people would like to engage with the education program and how to become leaders, to learn it. Because most of the time we are learning management and other things, but we are not learning leadership before we become leaders. So this is an opportunity for them to learn about leadership. While they are learning leadership, they can get to know what they can achieve by doing social work for a successful leader. They can't blame others, but motivate others. They can't threat others, but encourage others. They can have lead by the example. So these kind of things can help them to develop their leadership career. And they are learning how to give away things without expecting something in return. That was another good way that we are learning in their leadership career. So by that way, they started to give more time for the social work and also more attention for that. They did something like very serious, because when you come to their leadership course, by volunteer, the experience they're getting by volunteering, the projects they're doing by the volunteering are getting marks for their educational qualification. By that way, I could get the best out of them without making them pressure or going behind them to tell them to do these things. In Toastmasters Club, we do the same. We are learning. Every day we are learning. We are giving speeches. We are volunteering ourselves. And we are taking that certificates, maybe badges, maybe medals, maybe the names, titles, that can encourage us to do more in Toastmasters Club. But only thing is, how far we are implementing things in our day-to-day life. Whatever the skills we are developing, whatever the knowledge we are gathering, are we implementing that in our day-to-day life? That's something that we could look at. Even the club officers, they can tell their members how you can make it practical to your day-to-day life. For example, having a timer, you can check timing. Time is very important thing that you have to manage. By looking at the way that you are giving a constructive feedback for a person, without saying no, you can say in a better way for a person by appreciating what they have done, but showing the way that can be improved. Those kind of things can be related to their personal life, and that can be help them to develop their personal life by doing the work in social life. So that's what I want to give the message to you, and that's how I develop my social work organization by implementing education program and told them how they can learn things which can be applied for their day-to-day life. Thank you very much. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
The clock to Toastmaster Christopher. I love what you do. That's a noble thing to do, and I will start with this question. We will be introducing our second prepared speaker. Let us welcome, and I'm very happy that she's here, Toastmaster Martha.
Thank you, dear Louisa. Hello, dear guests and dear distinguished Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters. I'm here to introduce our second speaker, Trina Miranda. She is going to be presenting her speech in a project. She's developed. She is on her path of leadership development, and she is on her level 1, just like myself, which is it is an honor for me to evaluate her. She's working on the project, researching and presenting, and the purpose of this project is to address strategies for selecting a topic, suggestions for research, and methods of producing a well-organized speech. And the title is very cute and interesting, and I'm excited to hear her speech. It is the real warranted. Dear fellow Toastmasters, please welcome Katrina Miranda.
Today, I'm going to discuss point of order, TMK. We cannot hear you clearly. So right now, can you hear not much. Try again. Must be having a problem with this. Do you hear me now? Not very clear, but I really want to see your...
Right?
Can you talk okay right now? Yes, better. So I will remove the earphone. Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to discuss those tiny little oranges. It's November 26th. It's my mom's birthday and my client's birthday. What are we going to do today? I'm really excited going to one of the happiest places on earth. Not restaurant, but it's buffet restaurant. So on the way, I'm thinking, what am I going to eat? Should I eat the usual pizza, pasta, and ribs? Or should I try something new? Let me see when we get there. I'm really excited to see this buffet area. It's very majestic. Look at this place. I'm really excited to eat now. There are a lot of tables, a lot of food to choose from. They have nice chandeliers. And wow, I'm going to go anywhere here in the buffet area. Well, before that, I'm going to check where I'm going to sit. Should I sit near the buffet area or there on the lower part of the buffet, at the room, where it's far from the buffet area? I think I'm going to the lower part of the area so that they will not see how many food I'm going to take. I'm really excited. Wow, that's a nice food. They have Mexican food on the left side. They have the American food on the right. A lot of nachos, picadillos, and there are real porterhouse, T-bone, and the stomach of my very favorite dish. On that area, they have the different beverages. They have the pineapple juice, apple juice, and on the right side, they have the Chinese kitchen. They have xiao long bao. They have chicken feet. They have siomai and siopao. And a lot more based on different restaurants. Well, I see they also have a different area. I really like it. But one thing caught my attention. I wanted to try the Japanese food. There's something interesting to me. I haven't tasted sushi. So let me go near the Japanese area. Hi, Chef. I see you're on the Japanese area. Can you tell me more about the sushi and what are those little oranges that's covering the sushi? Well, I will help you. I have here the nutritional facts and the details about our sushi. You want to know more? Yes, can you teach me? I'm really excited. Well, this is our sushi. It is made from rolled rice combined with avocados, honey, nori sheep, mangoes, and they have fish roll which are covered in color orange. Oh, what is a fish roll? Well, a fish roll is a fully ripe unfertilized egg, comes from any different kind of fish. Caviar is also a fish roll, but caviar is very expensive. They don't put that on fish. Usually, there are 3 types of fish roll that is put on the sushi that you can find on this restaurant. But you know, I'm going to tell you, caviar is a low-fat food, sugar-free, and it's a good source of healthy omega-3 fatty acids. But its cholesterol is high, and sodium levels tend to be high also. But let me tell you, there are 3 kinds of fish roll that we use here. First is the tobiko sushi. It comes from the flying fish. It's 0.5 to 0.8 millimeters. It's red-orange color. It has mild, smooth, or salty taste. And it's light sweetness and crunchy. You know, tobiko can be different colors. It can be black because it is combined with sweetness. It can be red. It's combined with beetroot. It can be green. It's combined with wasabi. It can be yellow. It's combined with the yuzu or the Japanese citrus lemon. You know that a lot of benefits of tobiko is loaded with necessary phytonutrients and fatty acids. It has 40% of calories and it's not recommended for regulars. But don't worry for calories if you're going to put it on the garnishing only. The second type of fish roll is called masago. It's usually used because it comes from the capelin. It's not as crunchy as tobiko and it's slightly bitter. But we usually use this because this is less expensive to use compared to the tobiko. And we have a lot of benefits also for the masago. It's low in calories, low in mercury, good source of protein, good source of omega-3 fatty acids, and 1 tablespoon of
pasago has vitamin B12, vitamin D, iron, magnesium, and selenium. The third type of fish roe is called sea. It comes from salmon fish. It's larger in size, it's gooey in texture, and it's very delicate. They usually use this to substitute the black caviar, which is very, very expensive. Whatever fish roe we use, according to the Journal of Food Science and Technology, it has high amount of fat that is good for brain development. So, should I give you all the sushi?
Yes, I'm really excited to try all of your sushi. Can I get some?
Sure, here are your sushi and enjoy eating. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Beth, for that articulate discussion about the fish roll. I'm going to eat the sushi with my family. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh! What a terrific Dctmc presentation! See how is it done? Oh my god, if everyone will do something like that, oh. Congratulations, TFK. I love that speech. Okay, let's move on. For the next speaker, let me call on Toastmaster Rita Villadilis to introduce him with a speech details. Toastmaster Rita.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Our third speaker for the HTL project from Motivational Strategies Path. The purpose of his project is for him to learn about and apply the skills needed to run a lessons learned during a project for each completion. It is also for him to share some aspect of his leadership experience and the impact of a lesson learned meeting. To be delivered for 5 to 7 minutes, his speech entitled as My Speechcraft Learning Experience. Let us all welcome Toastmaster Gerry Bustamante.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our dear guests. Have you ever experienced hosting an event on your first time as a first-timer? Fellow Toastmaster, let me share you my experience of hosting an event. A big event that helped me develop my leadership skills. And let's do it like pizza kucha. I want to share this, and let me ask you if I should acquire this during as I this like as I give you my experience, please that latter part, please tell me if I acquired these skills. First, build a team by identifying skills and competences necessary to complete project tasks. Motivate team members throughout the project from inception to completion. Develop a plan including well-defined goals. Delegate tasks to team members and provide support throughout. Lead with confidence to the successful completion of a project. Here we go. Doing this speechcraft, first, of course, I asked advice from our DTM Luisa, and first we conducted as a special guest during our general membership meeting at Ribab, Cavite, and it was delivered by our one of our distinguished Toastmaster, DTM Toto Perido. And doing this, I need to coordinate. I need a coordination with these people, and DTM Luisa Ben, DTM Chupili at Toto Perido, and AD Rica Villadolid help me to make this speechcraft happen. And this is a sample of my appreciation for them and that I give on our graduation day last July 16. And to our speechcraft speakers, I need to be coordinated with them, with their time, and to give them the topic that they are need to discuss or to present during the speechcraft. And of course, to thank them, I give them the certificate of appreciation like this. And DTM Luisa and some of the speakers received this certificate personally, and of course, to those speakers that not present in the graduation, I give them e-certificate. And of course, I need to coordinate with the coaches, and one of them is DTM, Attorney Rolando Campos, and some other coaches that help me take roles and help me to make the presentation and the speechcraft during the graduation and some of our online meeting. And of course, the speechcraft will not happen without the speechcrafters. And I am thanking all my co-brokers in Rebab that committed and willing to learn in our club, willing to learn and willing to be part of our club. And of course, they want to see the best version of themselves by attending the training, attending the meeting of that we will conduct it. And right now, I see two of our speechcrafters, and with the presence of TM June Dimano and Ding Ayala, they actually experience what the regular session of the meeting, and I'm happy that they are accepting roles as table topic session as pitcha. And of course, I give the speechcrafters a certificate of completion. There are some picture of our online meeting and how they experience the meeting, the speechcraft. And of course, during our graduation, there are attendees in graduation, and on the left side is one of our Toastmaster or speechcrafters who answered that table topic portion, and our speakers, our guest speaker, DTM Romy Iscarilla. And we have also our online speakers like the DTM Nomel Gulongos and our general evaluators, because we are conducting the first ever hybrid meeting with Dasmariñas City Toastmaster. Pero Toastmaster and our distinguished guests, I share this because I really appreciate it. I'm happy that my speechcraft, this program is totally done, and it is because of the help of our fellow Toastmasters. And to our guest for today, if you want to see your real version, your best version, please continue attending the meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gerry. I would like to personally congratulate you for a very successful event. The second speech track from our club. Actually, that day, when we had the hybrid meeting, my heart was actually melting with this belief seeing our Toastmaster in person. So it's an unforgettable experience for all of us. Thank you for arranging all of this, Toastmaster Day.
I'm going to share with you about some of the facts about our world group. Now is 1114 US. We have another 1 billion in Africa and 4 billion in Asia. But in 2040, we're going to have another 1 billion American and 1 billion European. And Africa will have another 1 billion people and double the size, and Asia will increase to 5 billion of people. So this is our current world pin code, and next our future world pin code. So this is the health chart showing the different income level and lifespan for different countries. The bubble size is the population. Here the Japan has this level 4 income with the 85 years old of lifespan. Then we can see few red bubbles like China, India, Indonesia, Pakistan. And here we can compare different lifestyle with different different income levels. First one, we can see their drinking water. Second one is their transportation, their cooking in the kitchen, and we can see their eating using the different plates, and we can see their sleeping habits. Also, we can determine their income level. And actually, we send up some of the tests for you to answer. What happened to the global suicide rate in the last 20 years? Actually, the answer should be decreased 25%. But most of the people, the answer stay at the same or increase 25%. Actually, the answer should be reduced 25%. And this is the rate from 1999 to 2019. So the suicide rate actually decreased from 14 to 10 deaths per 100,000 people. So it's here the trend is reduced. The suicide rate. So the next one is that in 1990, 58% of the world population lived in the low-income countries. What's the rate today? The answer should be 9%, but most of the people they answered 37 or 61%, because most of us believe that the city is the lifestyle of today. Actually, in reality, is not. And you can see in 1988. Most of the country were having a low income. So 56% of the country were having a low income level. And compared to now in 2000, now in 2018, only 9% of the country is classified as the low income countries, and fewer in the lower income countries. And this country all moving to become middle income or high income levels. So I think all of the countries they have better life now. And how about now the economy is depend on the agriculture policy of how many percent. So actually only 4% of the economy is agriculture policy. But most of the countries they answered 24 or 44%. So from here you can see the graph here. Actually the world economy by sector in 2020, the highest is the service industry, and the second is the industry, followed by only 4% is agriculture sector. So you can see we have some different plots. So what share of the world population live in the mega city? So from here, Japan, 5%. So the answer is
This is the encore. The encore we're gonna play here is hello, the encore. The encore.
Let's create a short.
Now yes.
Sorry. So, what?
Again, it's rumbling.
In the world, and in the Austrians,
Okay.
actually only 6%. So this is a picture showcase low income they actually produce not the plastic waste but actually it's a waste that because they don't know how to waste and this waste will go oceans from this middle country like straight the waste to different categories and they also separate the plastic compared to other organic materials and then they have another better waste management compared to other countries. And why we have a long perception about our worldview now because our
We cannot hear you in from now. Yes. We cannot hear you, Toastmaster Ronel. Or do we see your slide? Change my mind. Recently, I've just cosplayed this guy, but for the benefit of the people who do not know Doctor Strange, he's one of the Avengers in this movie wherein they try to save the world. So as you can see, he's on the left and the rest of the team is on the right. But I think despite his telekinesis power, despite his clairvoyance and every ability that he has, I still think that he is the worst Avenger. But before that, I would like to introduce to you a software and method guide on managing time in reality. Let's go back to reality and get out of fiction for a while. Because this time I want to introduce a new Doctor Stranger or a Doctor Strange that is in actual person that can control time. Okay, this one is just me in reality. It's a cosplay that we had just recently on our Division K Avengers event. So this is where I spend my time with, but I want to make sure that we get to earn a superpower, which is to control time in actuality. Because fiction could sometimes be real if we apply real science into it, and today we will earn a superpower. I mean, aren't you excited? Who doesn't want to earn a superpower? The superpower that we will earn today is the ability to control time with Pecha Kucha. Because I know, the last speaker, some of you may have envied that they were able to control time. So why not learn it with me? Being able to control time is a superpower because we can save not lives but save time. The formula is simple. 20 slides for 20 seconds, which is equals to 400 seconds divided by 60 seconds, and you get 6 minutes and 40 seconds. That is what we need for a prepared speech. A 5 to 7 minute speech isn't Pecha Kucha perfect for that. So now, I want you to follow me if you want, or you can just watch my mini tutorial for you guys. You can search slides.google.com on your browser and follow with me as I do it, or you could record this if you want. I'm gonna record this because actually this is dedicated to our fellow Toastmaster, Dctmc, who is unfortunately not here. So first, we create slides. You right click, control, or press control M, that's the shortcut, and create new slides. 2, 3, or more. If you can make 20, just random content, that would do. I will give you enough time because I just want you to see how you can transition a slide just like that automatically to the next slide. So this slide is just for you. Just be you. I want you to be you. And take your time, create 2 slides or at least 3. It's up to you. Because now we will apply how to use Pecha Kucha using Google Slides. Press File, then press Publish to the web. I hope you're seeing my screen. So once you press File and publish it to the web, a box would pop out. So it's very simple. You've made your slides. Now we come to this box and you choose every 15 seconds. And that is just for a temporary matter because we'll change that later. And check the first box, then publish it to the web. Because we need 20 seconds, that's why this is gonna be temporary. We do not have the 20-second option in the Google Slide. But here is the result that I want to see. You're gonna copy the link that's gonna pop out. Then you will paste the URL in your browser somewhere, create a new tab or something. Then rewrite 15,000 to 20,000. That means delay in milliseconds. That means as well that it is going to be 20 seconds. This is the result that you should have. Something like that in the end of your URL. So you copy the new link with 20,000 for later before you press enter, because the moment you press enter, that is when the slide starts to present. That's when the timer starts. So how do you share it? It's simple. You share your screen in the Zoom, then you find a window that contains your slide, then just share. Just be you, just like what I'm doing right now. Here are my hands, and with magic, I can turn the slides every 20 seconds. Just like this one. So, now, we have the ability to paste the link, and we paste it and press enter when we are about to present, because that's when the timer starts. So, paste the link, press enter, then present. Voila! You just earned a new superpower. Now, you are just as strong as any Avenger. Now let me tell you why I think Dr. Strange is the worst Avenger, because he has unutilized clairvoyance. Imagine having the ability to know the future or the past and not utilizing it so much that they could have prevented other stuff to happen and maintain an environment that has so much potential. Dr. Strange, although, have changed my mind. He have helped me to acquire knowledge. Traditionally, we can actually do it in Publisher as well, and we can do a record and have an audio cue that will automatically take slides, but that's for another story. But today, I want to leave you with this quote. This is also from Dr. Strange and the very first person who taught me Pecha Kucha, my masteral teacher. Forget everything you think you know. Every day, reset. Reset every day as if you know nothing, because the moment you think you know everything, that's when you stop learning. So now, I want to end you with this. You are a hero. TMF friend, you are a hero for wanting to learn. And of course, my fellow Toastmasters, with your new superpower, you are also a hero. And now I will give back my microphone to our fellow Toastmaster and fellow hero, Dctmc Luisa Joven.
That was impressive. Congratulations, Dr. Strange.
Is to practice using a story within a speech, or giving a speech that is a story. So the title is Be Friend, amygdala. And for our speaker is Miss Veronica Villado. Time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you so much. Are you seeing my screen right now?
Yes.
Alright, thank you. So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster. Have you ever experienced being in a situation wherein you are to do a lot of things at the same time? When you are to attend to your work, at the same time you have to do a family errand, you have to talk to a client, you have to attend a Toastmasters meeting. How did you feel being in that situation? Or when you were attending a mastery class and you have to cook food, did you find it enjoyable from Toastmasters? Or did you find it tiresome or fearsome? For me, I found it enjoyable. Why? That is because I befriend amygdala. How did it start? When I was in high school, I was enrolled in a business high school, wherein aside from the regular subjects, we are offered the business subjects. That is why we have 10 to 12 subjects. And our classes start at 7 a.m. and ends at 4 p.m. That is why I was trained being a multitasking person. And aside from that, I am also active in co-curricular activities and I befriended amygdala. Now, going on to college, I had a double major course. Bachelor of Secondary Education majors in Catechetics and Social Studies. So my units are from 30 to 36 units per semester. And aside from that, I am a working student. I tutor elementary students at night. And then, aside from studying, we do recollections and retreats to the high school and elementary students and to the youth. And we also do community immersion in the different parishes in Iloilo. That was my school before. And we traveled mountains just to go there. Then I became a student council president when I was in third year college. And aside from that, an editor-in-chief of our school publication. All this I was able to handle because I befriended amygdala. When I graduated in college, I went back to my alma mater in perpetual here in Dasmariñas City. And I handled 13 sections in third year and 4 sections in the fourth year. That is also multitasking. And aside from that, I was in charge of the community outreach program of the school, wherein we go to the different communities doing community immersion, doing medical mission, dental mission, tutorial to the students during Saturdays or even after classes. And during that time, I was also in charge of the PASCO accreditation, which made us very busy. While at the same time, I enrolled in law school, became the editor-in-chief again of the school publication. And aside from having lots of readings to do, in law school, I was able to manage in fellow Toastmasters. I even joined the ANC Law Debate despite my busy schedule. And that was indeed a very awesome experience because I take a lot of opportunities for learning. Then, aside from that, I still have time traveling to Europe for 30 days. I went to France, to Italy, to Spain, Portugal, and the most takeaway for that is I was awarded the Employee of the Year despite the busy schedule, and I was able to deliver well because I befriend amygdala. Now, I have a new role to take. The area director, I was the IBP PRO in Pasay, Parañaque, Las Piñas, Muntinlupa Integrated Bar of the Philippines chapter. I am enrolled in master class every Saturday, wherein my classes start at 8 o'clock until 7 p.m. Just like yesterday, while I was attending my classes, I also attended the Division K turnover ceremonies. And while attending this, I tried joining the Kahoots and I won! That was indeed exciting, fellow Toastmasters, despite the busy schedule that I have. That is because I learned to befriend Amygdala. Now, who is Amygdala? Meet Amygdala, my friend. She or he or it is a collection of nuclei found deep within the temporal lobe of our brain. It came from the Latin word amygdala itself, which means almond because it is almond shaped and it plays an important part in our behavior. When we experience stressful activities, it helps us to manage it. Either we decide to fight or to flight. When we experience these multitasking activities, do we back out or do we fight? Fellow Toastmasters, that's the positive attitude. Befriend amygdala. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the week.
Wow! What can give a round of applause? Yamrika, that's a fantastic, another fantastic Kachakucha presentation. Oh my God! I guess you're not ready, but look at your presentation. Oh my God, it's unbelievable, right? So that's why what we're feeling right now, watching.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm Bern, and I will be evaluating the table topics or the Pecha session. And we have great speaker this afternoon. Congratulations to Renan, Ben, and to June. Can we give them a round of applause, please? A virtual applause, yes. And as you can see, they were able to articulate their ideas even in that 20-second window of changing the images. And kudos to Toastmaster Alex, our VPN, for those challenging stories that even I was a victim of that party in a Sunday morning. Anyway, for Toastmaster Renan, I like that you were spontaneous in the way you answered the question. You shared something personal about yourself, about your father, about your siblings, and even though it's your first time to do Picha, you adapted in the pictures along the way, which is amazing. I like that you were able to include the candies to the dentist. There's relationship along while you are telling this story, which is somehow a great technique in a Picha, there's continuity, and at the same time you were able to connect even though they are the exact opposite of the initial picture. So kudos to that. My only recommendation for your response would be to add more dialogues. For example, your dialogue with your dentist or your father when you were that kid that they are injecting something in your tooth to pull it out or something like that. Conversations to make it more storytelling, and we can imagine more the situation or the hurt that you are experiencing that time when you were at that. But overall, it was a great response, Toastmaster Renan. And then next to Toastmaster Dan, our new Toastmaster from Revap Speechcraft, the horse and the other one, the raccoon or Jacob. You were able to relate it with your husband, the wedding. There's many elements that you included in your response, which is amazing. And I can see that you are also spontaneous and you are conversational. Because you are natural, you are just sharing what you think is the meaning of that picture, which is amazing. What can I recommend to make that impactful speech, Toastmaster Dan, is you may want to add facial expressions on the excitement. For example, as the bride, then you have to share the glow on your face while you are happy having that situation. Or if your husband is doing something like that, then you may want to add the excitement while you are excited for your husband. Overall, it was a great response. You were confident, and you are also continuous in the way you share your we call that your take on that particular picture. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dan. And to Toastmaster June, your answer revolved around the word loneliness as it relates to rain. And even though the pictures related to some films, just like Toastmaster Alex said, you were able to share that loneliness is something that is not that acceptable nowadays, because, well, of course, if you are lonely, then it's something that would really not give you out your best. So you have to connect. And it relates to the ending because the raccoon is angry. That's what amazing how it is. And you were able to adapt in the situation. Rain, loneliness, being lonely, and then finally angry. Perhaps what can I recommend in the ending? You may want to think of some call to action. Although it's very hard really on the Pitcha Kutcha session to think of and call to action right away. But you may want to share, yes, loneliness will make you feel secluded as an individual, but at the same time, it's great that you may want to connect also with other people. And then conquer that loneliness in you and share your meaning of life to other people. Something like that as an ending. And for myself, as one of the table topics answerer or responder, my only recommendation for myself is that I need to add more excitement or continuity in the way I express myself, and then add posts. For example, on that Sunday thing, somehow my answer don't relate that part. So I may want to include, well, perhaps because we are working on a Sunday, so that's why. So I wasn't able to connect that Sunday is a holiday for most. But overall, it was a great session for everyone, and congratulations to our table topics speakers. Back to you, our general evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Burns. If we are talking about being a
What is the essence of life? To serve others and to do good. Spoken by Greek philosopher Aristotle over 2,300 years ago. One of the most ancient quotes about volunteering. The author's proof, giving back to the community, is hardly a new concept. Congratulations, Toastmaster Christopher Taraka, for giving us again the importance of volunteerism and how we should be living our lives, especially in this time of crisis. Opening, bravo. Audience engagement, top-notch. From the beginning, asking the most important question, that was very commendable. We were engaged. We were already in your speech, and we were hammering on the core of the subject. And of course, sharing your works with a social organization such as the youth organization inspires us to do better. And of course, your proposed body language was like, amazing! I love it! Now, things that you might want to work on probably is proper pacing. And of course, purposed pose can be applied on your speech. Take time to slow down. Take time for your audience to mince those words of wisdom. Take time to highlight the keywords of your messages. Enunciate the words properly so that us will go deeper into the meaning and message of the sentences, the paragraphs that you are sharing to your audience. And of course, tell me more about your experience in the volunteer organization. It was a youth organization. I was also a volunteer in a youth organization. Who are they? What age are they? Why are they involved? What are they passionate about? What did you do in the volunteer organization that made an impact in the lives of these young people? Those are the things that you might want to work on. And I want you also to introduce us to your chosen volunteer organization. Who knows, from this part of the world, we can also volunteer and help and make a difference in the lives of those young people. Now, following the requirements of the speech program, I would encourage you to empower your audience more by sharing the learnings from the volunteer organization that you were involved with. Share the educational program that you implemented. Did it create an impact in the lives of those young people? Share to us some photos about that organization. We love a PowerPoint presentation with supporting photos of your beautiful smile and of course your handsome looks. As a whole, fellow Toastmaster Christopher, congratulations for a job well done. You might want to work on the content, but other than that, you amplify what Muhammad Ali once said. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thanks a lot, dear, for the nice information.
Thank you, our DTM Ramen. Then, if I may, we should change the role evaluator to motivator. In my opinion, our DTM Ramen is the best motivator among the evaluators that I had, and I learned a lot. Even the challenges that he gives feels like a motivation. And now, I would like first to everyone to give an applause, a round of applause to both our evaluator and our speaker who did both great on their performances. Now, to our as Martha, her evaluator. I would like to pass the mic now to our fellow evaluator and of course, a dear friend, Martha.
Thank you, dear Ren. Hello again, dear fellow Toastmasters. Well, dear Katrina, I would like to congratulate you and please give a round of applause to her because she was a sunshine. She brought a sunshine throughout the time and space into our rooms and homes where we were sitting. Her smile was this big and it made me smile, and I'm sure it made all of you smile too. Just her energy was so wonderful and I thank you for that. Your energy is very vibrant and your body language is very open. I could not take my eyes off you. You're a real sunshine. What other things that I loved about your speech is that it was humorous. It made me laugh. It gave me a good mood. You had a great vocal variety. You're changing your voice so that we understand that now it's this sushi guy talking and now this is me talking. That was very interesting and interactive. One other thing that I think you absolutely nailed was Pikachu Park. The way you implemented Pikachu into your, or is it Pichakucha? I'm sorry, Pichakucha. I totally made it into something else. Pichakucha. That's my first time I hear about it. Very interesting. I think you absolutely nailed it. The way you were presenting while doing it all manually, I think it was absolutely amazing, and I congratulate you for that. And maybe you can teach me sometime how to do that. Now, that was all very interesting, and I love how you made it very personal. You took your personal experiences and you made it into a speech and presented it to us along with a lot of valuable information. As to the project that you're working on, now the purpose of the project was to research and present a draft strategy for selecting a topic, suggestions for research, and methods of producing a well-organized speech. Now, I would challenge you, because maybe it's just me, but I did not get the researching part. I would like to hear more about how did you come up with this speech, with this topic. Where did you go to research? Maybe give us some references where we can go to find out more about what you are talking about. The other thing that I've noticed, you were very, like, your energy was up and it was everywhere. The only thing that made me a little bit hard to follow, because there was a lot of information that I wanted to take in, because it has to do something with my health, and I'm very curious. What can I learn about my health? What can I do better to make my life better? The way you presented was a little bit fast for me, so I had a little bit of hard time following all this information. I was getting a little bit lost in it. So I would encourage you and tell you to maybe try to slow down a little bit, take pauses, and engage with audience a little bit more to make sure people are actually taking in whatever you have to give them. What else do I have for you here, Katrina? One more point, actually, just one more point. I would love for you to try and, when you organize your speech, try to, if you choose a topic, those little oranges, then maybe try to incorporate that topic, that title into your speech, which you did, but maybe try to find a stronger point, like make it a punchline in your speech. Maybe try to finish it, like put it in the end and leave us with that title. Or maybe try to start with it. Try to find a stronger point for your title to leave us, to make a strong impression on us. Overall, that would be it for me. Please, dear fellow Toastmasters, give another row of applause for dear Katrina Miranda, and I thank you so much for your bright energy, your big smile, and your wonderful speech. Thank you, dear Toastmaster. Ron, back to you.
Thank you, Marta. Well, I thought this is English, but then when Marta speaks, this is English. This is the real definition of being articulate, being fluent in the English language, and I hope we also get to learn a lot from you, just like how you want to learn from us, like this better. If I may just suggest one thing, it is because I think you were very concerned evaluator and you love evaluating and seeing people improve. That is maybe why we got a little bit over time, but it's fine. You still articulated your thoughts well. Everyone, before we proceed with the next speakers, let's give a round of applause to our evaluator and our speaker, Marta and Kate. Now I give the mic to our very elegant President, immediate past President, Attorney Rita.
Good afternoon once again. Believe in yourself. Your limitation is only your imagination. Hats off to our Barberong broker, Toastmaster Gerry Bustamante, for making speechcraft happen. As he had just finished the speechcraft last Friday, as manifested in his speech entitled as my Speechcraft Learning Experience. What I love most about your speech are the following. First, you have a good start because you started with a question. Have you experienced hosting an event? So we become interested on your topic. That is because you started with a question. Second is your use of PowerPoint presentation. We are more connected with what you are saying because you presented pictures during the speechcraft that you had, especially the hybrid speechcraft that just had occurred. Third one is the content is very well organized and articulate. You were able to present well about the Rebap Cavite Chapter Incorporated, your speechcraft coordinators, speakers, coaches, your speechcraft speakers, the 14 speakers, and 2 of them are present today. Congratulations. Then you presented your graduation. Then the online speakers and general evaluator. And third thing that I love about your speech is that you presented the lessons learned from the speech graph. And you have said that you become the best version of yourself when you sponsored this speech graph. And that is the best lesson that anyone can learn. Learning or becoming the best version of yourself. Now, how do we elevate your speech into a better one? First is that although the use of question at the start is a good one, but to make it a better one, I suggest that your question should be, have you ever experienced sponsoring a speech craft? Because it's a better question than boosting an event because it is more relevant to the topic that you are presenting. Second one is the use of slides in the presentation of words because I noticed that there was one slide wherein there were 5 sentences in it. So it appeared smaller to us. So in order to make it a better presentation, you are to make 5 slides presenting each of the sentence so that it will become more interesting and readable to us. And that's all for my evaluation. Congratulations, TM Gerry, for your HPL and for your speech that has just been delivered. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, attorney.
I agree. As we can see, our attorney Lika is one of our best evaluators. Even on how she works things in an actual meeting during our hybrid meeting, I was really amazed. And of course, there is only one thing that I have noticed that we could learn from Martha is her use of hand gestures. Although Attorney Lika did it minimally, Martha did it with such expression, very expressive. I think that's a thing that we can both learn from. I also want to use my hands a lot in a manner that is articulate, of course. And with that, they all both delivered their speeches and evaluations. Well, let's give them both a round of applause. Now, as we
Toastmaster Chinping. That was a real juicy presentation. As juicy as a huge ripe pineapple. So juicy because I observed that you talk about different subjects like suicides, education, economy. You even presented a matrix data on the economy, and to me that looks good. That looks very informative. I like your confidence as usual. There is only 2 things that I would like you to observe so that you can make your speech better. One is, I observed that there were too many information on the data. I would suggest, personally, to make it simple, like just put the most or the least or the highest or the lowest, so that I, as an audience, can focus on the most important topic or part that you want to speak on. Also, I would suggest a little more vocal variety because your presentation was good, but I think it would give more excitement to me if you use a little vocal variety, so I can see what is important, I can see what is least important, I can see what to focus on. All in all, that was a choosy presentation. I just would like to suggest you to make it to make the data a little bit simple and to use vocal variety. Let's congratulate Toastmaster Core for a meaningful presentation. Let's give her a round of applause.
What a wonderful evaluation, and of course, I personally have seen how he does it in an actual live evaluation. He was a great speaker, he is also a great evaluator. And besides that, I would like to add that, remember that one thing you did when you stand bring conviction through your stance whenever you speak, when you give those kind of strong vibe. I would love to see them again, although it is hard virtual, that would be my challenge for you. You have done it in an actual meeting, I was amused. You know how I am a timer, but I was heavily listening to you. I get in the seat, forget about the timer for a while. You were a great speaker. Both of you were a great speaker. Let's give a round of applause for our evaluator and our DTM Roy. There we go.
I will be evaluating your speech, DTM Romel.
DTM Luisa, I would like a little bit of...
Yes, DTM Roy will be evaluating yours.
Okay, so we may start with my speech. Apologies for delaying. Thank you.
Good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Congratulations, Toastmaster Romel, for that very innovative yet informative speech that you just delivered. And there are so many things I love about this speech, but I would like to mention a few. Then, first, I love your introduction. I thought you are a good storyteller. No? You started with that movie Avenger, and I believe you got the attention there because almost everybody watched it. You know who are the heroes there. So it was a very catching, attention-catching phrase. No? And then I also love the way you proceeded with your presentation because there were some tricks there that you inserted. No? You replaced some pictures with the old one. So I believe true to the objective of your speech, you tried to put something technical there, and it was amazing actually. So I believe it was your strong point. I believe that your project is well rehearsed and you are first confident in presenting those data there about technological use or slides. And there are areas which I believe you might consider to improve your skills. I noticed that your delivery of your speech is quite fast-paced. Fast-paced, this is that these are highly critical terms, so I have difficulty also following your especially the tutorial form. So I suggest that maybe you need to coach me, try to simplify that and come up with some post, no? It is your focus actually to post, so you will be able to digest whatever it is that you want us to digest. And I also suggest that you have to have some vocal variety. No? Not just a one pitch there, to try to put some dynamics in your speech. And as I said, because the time is so limited, 5 to 7 minutes, and your topic is so very, very important and technical that I suggest that probably in the future, try to come up with some slides that would simplify the presentation, so you'll be able to really digest what is in that particular the objective, which is about the use of slides, virtual reality. And of course, I really love you have a clear voice, okay? And you're confident, and you sound like an authority of your subject. So all in all, I believe you delivered a very successful pitch. You are able to meet your objective, which is with the use of slides, and you're able to effectively use that. And I really look forward to hearing some of your speech in the future. Congratulations, a big round of applause to Professor.
Thank you, DTM Rolando. Well, who could evaluate him better than the one he evaluated, of course. And what I could say, I am motivated to do it again and make it simpler. Adjust my vocal variety, simplify the slides, because people, yes, I understand that some people may not be as familiar with the technical, and I respect that idea. With the challenges, I am having a hard time to find the challenge for you, but I did came up with one, and that is, I hope you can come with us on the next hybrid meeting, on the actual meeting, because it would be nitpicking. He delivered his evaluation speech well. I am in awe. Now let's proceed. Thank you, DTM Rolando. Let's also give him a round of applause, of course. She will evaluate our immediate past president, Area Director, Rica Villadayo. Take it away at TM Luisa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ram. So for today, we heard the speech of Miss Rica, befriending amygdala. Oh no, I'm bad at science. But I really love how you were able to tell your story for today. I love how you were very articulate, vibrant, positive, and you have a very good energy. So, first off, what I noticed is that you did not only show us your story, but you did not only tell us your story, but you showed it to us through your pictures. So you painted to us the picture of your high school, your college, your law school, the things that happened in your life. So you also took us to a memory lane. And so with that, you established also your credibility because you were talking about befriending amygdala and how you're able to do that excellently at that. So I love how you're able to tell those stories and also how you're able to use the phrase befriending amygdala because that was the key phrase that you used in order to achieve those milestones that you had set. Also, I also love how you introduced the topic by asking us questions and scenarios such as doing multitasking or how we are feeling, if we are feeling proud about it or are we feeling tired about doing a lot of those things or do we adore cooking a lot of food or are we tired of it? So those key questions are really vital in being able to connect with the audience. And so I also feel that because of those stories, there's always that challenge. When you're sharing those stories, is either the audience will feel inspired or maybe at some point they will feel overwhelmed because you have so much to share and accomplish in the given span. So it's always helpful also to note that because you have given us a lot of good stories. So maybe for the purpose of that overwhelming sense of it, maybe you would like to narrow it down to those specific points that you want to highlight. So, in your speech, Ms. Lisa, I would like to know some people. First is that you can pick one story and simply elaborate on that. In that way, the specific project will be more helpful because a story includes an introduction, a conflict, an arc, and also a resolution at the end of it. And also, because your story or stories include conflicts and you mentioned you were able to resolve them, but I wouldn't know specifically how you befriended your amygdala. Those are the key points that we might benefit from because we would also like to befriend our amygdala. It's also helpful because this is a storytelling project to draw out emotions that you felt during those specific times of your life. Thank you for sharing to us that very much exciting, a roller coaster of emotions of your life, of your journey of being an editor, a lawyer, and also a public leader because of your service in our district. To challenge you more, I would just like to have that process in between and also to emphasize the key message that you would like to impart. Because this is a project, the man versus himself, the conflict is the situation itself. You might want to elaborate more on how you're able to befriend your amygdala. But other than that, I really love how you're able to share to us and inspire us your accomplishment and how you're able to really put colors in your life and other people's life. Thank you and congratulations. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Luisa, for that wonderful evaluation. And of course, I'd like to emphasize the word that she introduced herself with. The fact that she admitted that she wasn't that good in science. And of course, that was the main idea of the Pecha Project. To forget that you know everything. And with Pecha Project, you really learn there. And we learned with Attorney Rita's fighter. If I may only suggest, I am really just nitpicking. With your clothes, I believe it will really contemplate great with a background, same as with Marta, the blue background. Something if you don't have access to our virtual background, so that it will emphasize you more, and that will emphasize the two colors of our Toastmaster blood, the blue and the blue. And overall, I think we did deliver a great evaluation speech, as well as Attorney Rita's speech. I want all of us to applaud our last speaker in this session. That concludes our prepared speech. Let's give them a round of applause.
Where is my screen? Alright. Okay. I think it takes time to share my screen as I am not too much steady like camera. Okay, here you go. Hey, can you see now my screen?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay, let me start with the table topic session. Everyone has been on time in delivering the speech. Aside from June Dimaano, it got overtime for 2 minutes and 43 seconds, your time in our table topics. For the prepared speeches, there is only one there is only one overtime because of the technical issue, and that is TM Core Chin for 8 minutes and 39 seconds. And for the evaluation session, it's allotted time at 2 to 3 minutes. Marta got overtime. Your time is 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Attorney Rolando Campos, 3 minutes and 52 seconds. And TM Luisa Diachia, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Well, Toastmasters, we have really want to be on time when we deliver our speeches. How we're going to do that? So let me give some tips also, and then let me share my other screen. So I want to share it with you this quote from Crystal Queen. If you want to be more productive, you need to become master of your minutes. Here in Toastmaster, when we deliver a speech, and even outside of Toastmaster, when you deliver a speech, you have to master every minute because it's very important that we are aware of time. Practice really makes you perfect, but aside from that, you have to make yourself a multitasking one, like attorney Rika that she shared how she does multitasking, and make something that challenges yourself, like peka kucha. I'm not sure if I pronounced correctly. So challenge yourself on how to become more productive aside from practice before you deliver your speech. Because if you're going to deliver your speech, you always make yourself prepare before you go to war or before you deliver your speech. And that's all, fellow Toastmasters, and back to you, our General Value.
Thank you for that great timer support. And of course, we have really seen all our timing efforts. And we have seen great improvement compared to who we were before. And that is because of the continuous effort at our time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, TM Ramnel. What a articulate day for us. So it's a huge vocabulary word I learned for this day, And fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon to all of you and to our guests. And before I start, let me share my screen. Let me know, guys, if you can see my screen. Okay. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. So I'm your up counter for today, and with that, how to perform the role of up counter. A Toastmaster, up counter is one who is required to count and report the number of unnecessary sounds that hamper the effectiveness of our speaker to deliver their speech, such as filler and repetitive words. Why is an up counter important? I used to wonder this when I first became a Toastmaster. The role didn't seem to add much value to me as someone in the audience. It wasn't until I started speaking regularly that the importance of this role became apparent to me. I realized that as people who don't speak on stage very often, we may have a very conversational style of speaking. When we're speaking to a friend, we may not realize the number of times we're using filler words, such as, like, and the usual ums and things. When we go on stage with the shakiness in our feet, combined with the burden of remembering a speech, we're bound to use a lot more of these filler words to mask our nervousness. The worst thing about this is, when we use them, we don't even realize it. And this makes it quite hard for us to work on eliminating them. That's where the accountant comes in. He, or whoever assigned in this particular role in any task will be there to catch every filler word you use, giving you much better understanding of how you can make your speech flow more smoothly and deliver with more effectiveness. This is my app counter, and I will share another screen for the us and whom's for today. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen now. Is it clear? Is it big enough? Okay, so for us, for the Toastmaster of the day for DPL Luisa, for us and AMS, he has 2 and 1 soul for this. And Table Topics Master Alex De La Cruz, she has 2 us and AMS and 1 soul. And for our General Evaluator Ramel Alday, he has 2 us. That's what I looked at for this. And for DTM Burns, our Table Topics Evaluator, he has number of filler words 3 and 6 repetitive words. And the other filler words are what do you call this? Okay. And for our timer Renan Ercilia, he has 5 us, 1 filler words and 1 repetitive words. For me, I don't know if I said us since I'm the us. And for the grammarians, I don't get anything from our grammarians. For our first speaker, Christopher Takada, he has 1 us and 1 so. And for Katrina, he got 1 us and 1 repetitive words. And for our speaker, Gerry Bustamante, there's a lot of us from Gerry. I think this is more on his more on his excitement, because yesterday is his speech prompt. I think he coming from there. That's why he is too excited and he has a lot of us. And we also have repetitive words of 6. And for TM4, he has 2 amps and 11 so and repetitive words 3. And for Ramel, it's additional. I put another 3 here and 1. And for our evaluator, Ramed Borja, I got 1 us for Ramed. And for Marta Borobiova, our guest evaluator, actually on the first, when she speaks on the first evaluator, she is good, but on the last part, when it comes to almost overtime, so there's a lot of us I get from Marta, and she has a 13 us and 4 repetitive words. And for Rika, Attorney Rika, she has 5 so, and for Romel Ercilia, 1 us, 2 so, and 5 repetitive words. And for DTM for Roy Campos, 5 us, 2 so, and 2 repetitive words. And for our guest, then Limosnero, it's a 18 us and 2 repetitive words. And for June Dimaano, 6 us and 1 repetition of words. And last but not least, for our evaluator and guest, Luisa Chia, she has 1 us and 5 so, and 1 other filler words. Yeah, okay, that's all for today. Back to you, TM Ramel. Thank you very much.
before I say anything, please clap your hands. It's Edwin performed an counter report. Please, a round of applause. And he did very well. Now, with my tag team reports, I think they both did well. And they performed the heart of this event. This is why we call it the heart of the event. And if I may challenge both of you, first with our members. I learned this from Dctmc and I was really challenged to have a quick conclusion of, for instance, you have this timers report and these are the people who are, you'll make it in a summarized form. That's basically what you can do. But the thing is, the challenge really is up until the last speaker, you're gonna evaluate it and the very next evaluator is you. So that's the real challenge. So what you can do is just skip the summarized version in your mind and present it in an actual timing. So for our counter, I think what would work best is if I can challenge you to summarize it in a way like, just like your presentation, but instead, these are the group of people who did 5 us below, and these are 5 us above, and these are the no us. So it is like divided in just 3 groups, so you can present them real quick. But overall, I think you did great for your first time, and of course, as my timer, my team timer, he also did well. Let us give a round of applause for my tag team in my general evaluation. Team Aldrin.
Thank you, TM Rock. So, first I want to congratulate all of our speakers for their exceptional and articulate speeches. So throughout the meeting, I heard 5 people mention our word of the day, which is articulate, and those people are PMK, PM Burns, PM Luisa, Lichia, PM Renan, and of course PM Ram, who mentioned it 3 times. I might have missed some, so apologies. And also I caught several gems that are also related on our grammar refresh earlier. I noticed some metaphors like from PMK, those little oranges, and also from our guest, PM Martha, that she brought us sunshine, and another figure of speech from PM Rika, which is a personification. Different amygdala, and yeah, there's really a ton of gems that I have heard, and for the things like the grammar usage that we can improve, yeah, I got only a few. For example, very majestic. I heard Beyonce mention it. Like maybe we can use, instead of very majestic, only majestic, or very favorite. You can replace it only favorite. And then this other one, it's a bit technical. I heard PM Ram mention early, which, if I'm right, it's URL. Yeah, it's a bit technical, so maybe we can also write it down. And also another thing from PM Martha, she said it made me a little bit hard to follow. Yeah, just a little correction. I think it's because she has given a lot of feedback. But we can say, instead of made me a little bit hard to follow, you can replace by make it a little bit hard to follow or something. But yeah, overall, I thank you Toastmasters for this opportunity to take the grammarian role. It's a bit challenging really. Like you need to you need to give your full attention to the meeting, and yeah, I hope to learn more on this topic.
Let's give Alvin a round of applause, please. Very well done, grammar refresh up to the grammar evaluation. I'm amused. Brother, I have something for you. You can check the chat box. It is a way for you to rotate the background the other way around, because I think it is sideways. So that is a mini tutorial. And overall, I think he did the grammarian role well. And I am amused. Yes, I did not even notice the URL. Thank you for that. I will take note of lessening the technicalities. And I would like to challenge you a little bit on one thing. Let me just check.
Toastmaster Deng, are you still there? There's something or anything? Seems Toastmaster Deng is not.
I think she's not around. Hey, there she is.
The thing is, they're meeting. And of course, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Gerry for finishing that speechcraft with the hybrid meeting setup. It was a success indeed, as well as distribution of the tokens and the certificates. It was amazing show, really. And congratulations for that, Toastmaster Gerry. And also Toastmaster Alvin, you were able to articulate the skill of a great grammarian, and I'm proud of you as your mentor in doing so. And looking forward for more grammarian role taking in the future. And of course to Toastmaster K, what an amazing speech really, applying the skills needed in a picture in a speech. That was amazing. In terms of vocal variety, technicalities, you incorporated them all. And looking forward for more speeches from you, including also the report of Toastmaster Edwin. You were amazing in that counters report, and I like it, sir. I love it. It was very technical and it was amazing. Thank you so much for leveling up in terms of how we do that type of report. And also, of course, to Toastmaster Ram for always doing the unique things, especially now that you are the general evaluator. You were able to demonstrate more on that role. Thank you so much. And my only challenge now really is for the club officers, for your attendance in their upcoming club officers training this Saturday. We must be complete 7/7 because they are being recognized in the district, and this is needed if you want us to become top clubs in the Philippines. So I'm looking forward for the officers to really go and learn more of the things needed to become club officers. And of course, our Toastmaster Lolita, what's the time of your meeting again in TOPS? If you may want to share about it.
mag-subscribe, ring the bell, mag-like, comment, at i-share mo na.